Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment class. I'm Loren Gailey, and this is a virtual Lemurian pilgrimage. Anna Estrada is here, our facilitator who is bringing forth the goddess Pele and her dolphin devotees. Hello, Anna. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello, Lauren. I'm very happy to be here, very excited about our journey that we'll be taking today. Yes, thank you.
So review with us, because we're actually going to hear a little bit about what you've got to say and then experience a beautiful initiation and activation, which will leave us in a very quiet space. So we're going to do things a little bit differently. Anna, I'll let you explain what's going to happen.
Okay, so we're here to have this amazing experience with this powerful transformative energy, which is the Hawaiian volcano goddess Pele. And physically, this vibration, this essence of the Earth Mother, she's an expression of Gaia. And she dwells in the big island of the Hawaii, and the volcano, it's a very active volcano. It was recently active just in 2018, Kilauea, on the Big Island. And so we'll be journeying to that place, to that location today, to experience that powerful vibration as the most powerful, creative, life force energy on the planet, because it's the energy that creates Earth. And it's coming from deep within the core of the Earth and expressing out onto the planet and creating miles and miles of the most fertile, richest Earth and most active vibration of Earth. So it's a powerful force. And the reason why she is coming forth so strongly is because at this time, we are in a global paradigm shift. It's pretty obvious that we're going through a lot in the collective and individually. And so this vibration is all about awakening, and awakening individually through this energy. It's called the Kundalini energy in other traditions, in the yoga tradition. And it's an energy that arises through the body and awakens all the energy centers to the awareness of our own divinity, of our sovereign divinity. That's the ultimate realization, that we are sovereign and that we are divine. And so this energy is all about cleansing and purifying the inner field. Any obstruction that we hold inside ourselves to that awareness of knowing who we are as sovereign divine beings comes forth in a powerful way. Because when so much light is shining, the light is flooding the planet at this time, this illuminates the shadow. And it's very obvious. We can see very clearly all around us the shadow and the wounds, just ancient wounds coming forth to the surface to be processed. And so we're learning all about, one of the main things that we're learning right now that Pele can assist us with is how to be sovereign, how to be grounded in the midst of what appears to be chaos. This chaos, it's a divine feminine vibration of raw chaos that comes forth to recalibrate. And as systems and ways of thinking, structures are dismantled, and this energy comes forth to assist in a purification and cleansing. So we are not in control of this. This is part of our ascension process, and part of that ascension process is learning how to when to take action and when to surrender and when to pause and allow. So that's the main thing that we are really working with right now as a collective, how to let go of this illusion, because we think we're in control, but we really aren't. And now it's very clear that we are not in control of what is happening, and that we need to, our response is to align, come into alignment with that sovereign divinity within and hold space and stay in that connection no matter what is happening in the outer world. And this is what Pele teaches us, because when that volcano erupts, it is the most powerful force. At the same time, it is very disciplined and focused. So those lava rivers going down the mountain, heading towards the sea, that is part of the process of creating earth. And it's clearing the pathways for this new earth. So anything that is in obstructing that focused, disciplined flow is removed without mercy. If it's got to go, it's got to go. And so we can use that, that lesson in nature, in our own lives, by seeing. There are many times there's things in our lives we know it's got to go. It's got to go. It's done. We're not working anymore. It's holding us down. It's only, we get to a point where whatever was working is less than the suffering it's creating. And these can be, and examples of these, can be just feelings of low self-esteem, for example, unworthiness that come from experiences in the past that we haven't processed completely. And so we carry this burden with us. And so this awakening energy, if we go with the flow, it will burn through all of those things that hold us back and keep our energy stagnant. And so this is what we want. Now, it can be a little bit disconcerting. It can be scary. We can become frightened when these, because we are even if something is so uncomfortable and causing so much suffering, at least it's familiar. And sometimes we can be afraid to let go of these things because there's like a comfort zone there. And so this is another thing that Pele assists us in, just taking that leap and just letting go. When it's time to let go, we let go. And we know that we are creating space for this new creation. Letting go creates space for that new earth, for that the richest, purest new earth to take form in our lives. So it is really, this is how we cultivate trust in the divine presence within, in that connection that we have within. We trust that connection. We trust our own guidance. And so this is what we're working with when we do this work with Pele. And another thing I want to share about is shamanism in general. So with shamanism, these are technologies, ancient technologies that have been used through the centuries in indigenous cultures. But what they are working with is the quantum field. So we're working with the inner quantum field when we do shamanic work. The inner quantum field is composed of different layers of awareness. So we have the underworld, and that's that bit deep unconscious. So that's the underworld. And so when we begin the journey, that's the purification that occurs. We are unraveling all kinds of deep-rooted patterns, beliefs, perceptions, even past time, ancestral trauma, energies that have been that have not fully processed. Because when they occurred, we just didn't have the tools. We didn't have the consciousness. And so, it's like we kind of put it aside for later when we can handle it. So what happens with this shamanic work is we'll be working with light language, sound healing, and those frequencies of light, color, number codes as well are coming forth. A lot of number codes. These are key codes that open energy streams that we now have access to. So those are all, that's the quantum light technology that we'll be working with. And it's an inner experience, and it's an inner purification that occurs. And so we'll do as much as we can on this journey, but it's important to know that it's always a process. So we'll do some work, we'll bring some things to the surface, we'll do some cleansing. And then, so in the shamanic world, there's the lower earth, there's the middle earth, which is our everyday reality, and then there's the upper world. And so then once we've done our purification process, we'll move into the upper worlds. And this is where we're going to connect with Lemuria. And Lemuria is an ancient civilization that many, many years ago, and that had the frequency of the civilization was very much about being in alignment with Gaia. So now as we are working on that as humans, as a collective, coming into alignment with Gaia, because we've been out of balance. We all know why. It's common knowledge, again, these issues of control. As our civilization has developed, we have been in the illusion that we are dominating nature, that we are controlling nature, and we are not. So it's becoming very clear that we are not in control. And so again, the Lemurians are coming forth to assist us because they exist on the etheric realms and in these high frequencies of the upper world. And they were experts at healing with plant essences and healing with crystals and the quantum light frequencies that we'll be working with. So they're going to come forth to support us. And we will be journeying to their etheric temple to receive a healing, the sound healing. And that's when the dolphins will also come forth to work with us with sound. And so in that way, we replenish ourselves. We do our purification, and then we replenish and revitalize ourselves with the higher frequencies. And then we do an integration, and that's when we'll work with the plant music and these beautiful Lemurian plant essences that will come forth in the sounds of the music that we will complete the journey with. So we were talking about how, it is, we do a lot happens. And so, so I think that now is the time, if there's any questions that anyone has, it would be a good time now to answer some questions. Lauren, before we get started.
Well, let's see. A question that comes to mind is you said that when we go with the flow, going through the flow, we'll burn through this chaos, right? And burning through what needs to be removed. So tell us a little bit more how you go with the flow. How do you define that more so we can anchor that?
Okay. So the practice, it's a practice that is about alignment. So when I see something that's happening in the outer world that disturbs me, where I am going into fear, or I'm going into judgment. Judgment is a big one and judgment is really tricky because then we can judge people who are judging, and so that's a tricky one. So any kind of judgment, we are that at that moment, we can know that we're going unconscious, that we're starting to go unconscious, because we are in the illusion that we know what's best, that we know what's right. And many times we don't know. We can see a little part of the story about somebody's behavior, or about something that's happening in a big way culturally. We might have part of the story, but we don't know exactly what's going on inside that person or that group or that collective vibration. And that that thing that I'm judging might be part of the healing process that's absolutely necessary. So I'm really learning, and this is humility. This is knowing my place, that first of all, that whatever's happening, it will never overwhelm me. I'm equal to it. I can handle it. I know. I go into alignment and connect with myself, and I call this inner activism, that I can see how this is affecting me. What is that feeling bringing up for me? Is it bringing up a past experience of maybe where I experienced some abuse or where I experienced oppression? Why am I so emotional about what's going on out there when I'm not really involved, when there's really nothing I can do about it, except maybe talk about it and complain about it? And that energy can be very harsh as well on my body. The energy of judgment is so harsh, and it's very dismissive. So that the more that I can clear that out of my inner self, I drop the story, I come back into myself, and I focus on that feeling inside and just allow it to be there. That's the other thing. I don't have to figure it out. It's there, and I be with it. It's like bringing a lost child back into the fold. You love it. You love that. You allow it to be there. You allow it to go through what it needs to go through, and you send it love inside. And it is amazing, because when I'm able to do that, and it's a practice, and that energy dissolves into compassion, it dissolves into a gentleness, it dissolves into allowing. And then I go back to that incident or that event or that whatever it is that's disturbing me, and I can send love, and I can send peace from that place of wholeness inside myself. And that's how we transform the world, because the outer world is always reflecting, is a macrocosm of the inner world, right? It's always reflecting. We are going to notice things that affect us in that way inside. And that's, and that it's always been the way that I understand that always makes sense to me, is that, you can be standing right next to somebody observing the same thing, and I can be in one perception, in one dimension, and the other person can be in a completely different state of consciousness inside, and it will completely affect how we're standing next to each other, perceiving the same thing. And we can have completely different experiences of what's going on. So that right there is showing me we create our reality, we create our experience with the state of consciousness that we're in when we experience them. And we will draw things to us that match our inner state. So that's always a great way to work with the inner quantum field, is working with these emotional triggers and dismantling them in the quantum field. So
we have a lot of dismantling going on now as we look at that. I heard that very loud and clear recently. We've got a lot of stuff that we're clearing. So yes, that's good. Thank you, everyone, for doing that work.
As you become stronger and stronger in your alignment, it's like you are a transmitter. You transmit that vibration out into the world. And that's what is meant by being a gatekeeper or grid keeper, that you are transmitting this vibration out into the world. Just your presence, like you don't even have to do anything except be in your alignment. You just be. And that vibration goes out into the world. And then in that way, you're contributing to the transformation of consciousness, because that vibration, there's a ripple effect. And so it goes out into the world from you. So it's like being an acupuncture needle. on the earth, and you're a channel for that Lemurian energy, the healing energy of Gaia. So it's a very beautiful mission at this time, for sure.
Well, everyone relax and get yourself comfortable for this. Anna, as she mentioned, it will end with plant music, music of the orchid of Lemuria.
Yes, this is all about relaxing, releasing effort. So we're just going to start with just taking a deep breath. Just deep breaths into our bodies. And breathe. And breathe out and just let go. Again. Let go. We're going to allow ourselves to sink into our bodies. So we focus on that inner field. We can put our attention on the root chakra at the base of the spine. And we want to sit with our spines upright. It's best to sit in a chair, actually, if you can, with your feet on the floor. And this way the energy in your body can arise, go up and down, like the energy of the volcano. So we want to have our spines erect. Take a deep breath. And allow that cleansing breath to just clear any thoughts, worries, concerns. We're going to let all of that go for the next hour. Just breathe it out. And we're going to make a line of energy, a connection from the base of our spine all the way to the core of the earth. And we just we make the intention. And we visualize a line of energy from the base of our spine all the way going down through all the layers of the earth into that fiery core, the crystalline grid. And we make that connection and breathe into that connection. Just feel yourself settle in. Embodied divinity. We're becoming more and more aware of our sovereign divinity in the body. And the more that we clear these obstructions to the awareness of ourselves as divine beings of light, the more we can come into our body. Because when there's a lot of pain in the body, it's hard to come into the body. The spirit is at a very high frequency, and matter is more dense. So what we're doing is we're raising in the shamanic work, we're raising the frequency of matter, the frequency of the body, and we become a vessel for our spirit. Our spirit can be in the body. And we'll be working with light language throughout this journey. And those are streams of consciousness, energy streams that come forth from different beings of light, ascended masters, also other star systems. So there'll be different frequencies of sound that come forth throughout the journey. And that it's not that you have to understand it or figure it out. It's really a tool to take us beyond the mind and take us beyond those patterns of trying to figure things out, taking us beyond effort into the pure quantum field, the effortless field of light, where we can absorb these high frequencies and complete patterns that no longer serve us. So take a deep breath. and let go. We're feeling that earth energy rise up through our feet, into our legs, clearing all the energy channels of the body. The earth energy. This nurturing, nourishing vibration from Gaia, cleansing the energy channels of the body. All the root chakra patterns of security and physical health. Just allow the earth energy to cleanse, rising up through the sexual organs of the body, the creative center, the solar plexus. Just be aware of those energy centers. Putting our attention on those centers allows them to shift. And to integrate with this vibration of nourishment that is coming from Gaia into the heart. And then we become aware of the cosmic light coming forth through the sun. We're experiencing these amazing rainbow rays, divine codes coming forth, the cosmic light, and we allow all of that energy to pour through the crown of our head, into the brain, and allow that rainbow ray, this beautiful, transparent, all the beautiful colors. I'm seeing so much gold and aqua blue and pink coming forth, and allow those rays to cleanse and bring into alignment, bring into present time all the neural pathways of the brain. All the cells of the brain are absorbing this light. The third eye is absorbing these facets of light. The throat, cleansing the throat. Any obstruction to our creative expression, and integrating with the earth energy in our heart. And then we allow that light to expand out of through all the cells of our body and out all around us in the 4 directions. We emanate that light throughout our environment. Creating a sacred circle around our bodies. A sacred circle of protection is created by this light. And then we focus on, we make sure that we are fully connected to the earth, the root chakra, connected to the center of the earth. Hashukohanai sinakorohana. Soskorosaha kishinikisanakorahanai. Shuskorohanachi. And these are the light language transmission from Gaia. So kushwaha kisinakanahai nichinikisanakorahanaya. Sonohana shinikisanahonoahanai. Hanaya kosoroha. Shukusunaha noa sunakoshanoahani chinikisanoanai. So kushunoas, there's so much love. She's offering us so much love and offering us gratitude for doing this work and being aware of her. So kuroahana chinikisanosonoahani shinikisanakoaha. So much appreciation for us. So kushnoahana chinikisanoasa shikisiki. She's really illuminating the reciprocity that we have with her. She's receiving from us and we are receiving from her. It's a reciprocal relationship. So kushnuahana. As we offer her gratitude, she offers us gratitude. So kuruahana shiniki sonoaha. There's no hierarchy. So kuruahana shi. That is an illusion. So kushnuaha kishikisi. So kurushnuahana shiniki sonoa. And we are dissolving that belief that we are less than or more than others in the universe. We are equal. So and that's what is happening in this balancing that we are experiencing in this global paradigm shift. Structures of power over, power under are coming to the surface. All kinds of delusions of being less than, of being unworthy, of being not good enough, all of these types of things, all of these types of thoughts that create, that start in the mind as a thought. Again, there's a ripple effect out into the universe, and this is the energy that creates wars, that creates discord. So this belief that we are not enough, that we are less than, and then the struggle to reach that place of more than. And so we are learning to, in this alignment with Gaia, she's teaching us that we are all equal. We are all of the same essence. So kushno hanachi, nothing more, nothing less. So let's take a deep breath. Be aware of any thought patterns of what we were just sharing about, of or any kind of memories or feelings. Like, what does it feel like when one feels less than, not enough, not good enough? So kuruahana kishinako, bring that forth inside of you. So kuruahana shinikisunako chakosroha. So and the light language is assisting us to excavate these thought patterns and emotional patterns. And usually there is this one thing that keeps occurring over and over. We always cycle back to it. It could be this feeling of guilt, this feeling of wrongness that may come forth in everyday life. And, oh, I ordered the wrong coffee at the coffee shop. Oh, I'm so stupid. Or, oh, I made the bad investment. Oh, I'm so horrible. These are how they come up in the everyday life for us. But this can be a very deep-rooted pattern that shows up that way on the surface, but it can be very deep-rooted and devastating inside ourselves. And it can be related to these ancestral patterns, these past lives, and these ancient civilizations where we did lose our place. We did lose our awareness of our place in the universe, that is of equals, of humility. That is what humility is, being equal. Not more than, not less than. It is of the ego to think of ourselves as less than as well. We always think about the ego as thinking that we're better than other people, or thinking that we're more dominant than other people. But it's also of the ego to think that we're less than, that we're not good enough, to feel self-pity. All of these thoughts and feelings are obstructions to that experience of sovereignty. So we're just going to bring those thoughts and feelings forth without judgment. It's there. We just allow it to come forth, and we allow it to reveal themselves to us, these thought patterns. And so we're going to call forth the violet flame. And this is a ray, the violet ray, that is going to sweep through our inner quantum field this time. So just visualize that violet light, and then follow the sound, the light language, and allow that light to cleanse, unravel those feelings, those patterns that are ready to be released, that are ready to be included into the wholeness, into the oneness. So kushnoahana chiniki sonoahana. So skruaha kohu ki chikirisi ki sukohoa. Hakini chiniki so kosnoahana. Joskroa chi siriki shinakosnoahana ki sorkuahana. So skroahana isa kosroahana chokosoa. Sokuswa, sokuswa, shoko. Let it go. Take a deep breath and breathe out forcefully. Breathe in and breathe out. Sonoko shonoko soroahanai, sonoko ahanai chiniki, sonoko soroahanai chiniki, sonoko soroahanai. Sonoko shoroahana chinoko soroahanai chiniki, sonoko soroahasana kishiniki sokoa. And so we're seeing a magical being of the upper world is coming forth. Sonoko soroahana chiniki, it's the condor, with very expansive wings. The condor is a bird that has a very large expanse. It's a very strong, powerful bird. And we each have our own condor that is coming forth and merging with us, so that behind, we can feel behind our backs that our own wings are taking form. We merge with the condor and we have our own wings. So you can just feel your wings opening. These golden wings. And make the intention that we are going to the big island of Hawaii. So we're crossing the Pacific Ocean. So and we're going to land in the lava fields where we see a cave. We're surrounded by the black earth, it's a crusty earth. And we see in front of us, it's just this radiant opening. It's like a cave. And this is a lava tube. This is it's called a lava tube, where the lava flows through into the ocean through this tube. And we're going to enter into that tube. This is a portal to the goddess Pele, to the sacred space, to the sacred interior space of the goddess Pele. Sokunoahana chiniki sonokushnoahana chi. So skurushnukuahana isnakusnoahana chiskiskosura. Chiskisorosunokuahana chinikisnachinikisanwa. And so any kind of effort, we're just going to let go of any kind of effort, any kind of self-doubt, any doubt, any feelings, this is not going to work. What is this? Any kinds of those kinds of thoughts, we're just going to let it go. So we enter into this cave. And we can feel the coolness all around us. The dark cave, this portal to the earth, the center of the earth. And in the distance, we see this beautiful woman with dark hair. She's very dark, with long dark hair. And she's clothed with flowers. And she's offering her blessing. She has the Hawaiian leis, and this is these necklaces filled with flowers and a beautiful flowing garment made of flowers. And you see her long hair and her dark face, which is luminescent with light. And allow her to communicate with you. See if she has a message for you. We can put our attention on the heart area. She's offering a heart healing, a heart blessing. This is a vibration that will cleanse and purify the heart chakra of all self-doubt, of all perceptions of not being enough, of not doing it right, of feeling wrong. I'm wrong. I'm not seeing things right. I'm doing everything wrong. It's just this repetitive, very deep-rooted pattern that comes from feeling separate from our own divinity. Take a deep breath. And in her hands, she's holding this beautiful flame, it's the fire. She has this fire, and she's going to be offering us a blessing through the crown of the head. This fire is moving through the crown of the head, through all the pathways, all the energy channels of the body. Ha kini shiniki turu kunwa. Tokurwa haki chikusuru koho a ni chikisunu kusuru hanai chikisukua hakuru kunwa hana kishinaku hanai kisinaku horwa ha haki chinikisunu koho hana ki chinikisunu koho hadaki koho kana. She says, give me your burdens. Sokurwa hanachi, these burdens do not serve you. Give them to me. Sokurwa hanachi kisnuku hanachi nikisnuku snua hanachi kisiki. I can receive them for you. Sokurwa hanachi kisnuku hanachi kisnuku. Let them go. Sokurshnuwa hanachi kisnuku srua. Sonuku hanachi nikisnuku. And so with Pele, we are going to rise up through that tube all the way to the summit of the volcano, the crater. So just see yourself, just make the intention. We're moving up to the summit of the volcano. So of Kilauea, so Kuruahana Chiniki Sunoku Sunoa, so Shikuru Sunoahana Chi. And we can look down that crater and see that fire. It's a fire lake down at the bottom there, filled with lava. It's bubbling. It's very intense. The heat is very intense. It's pure fire. So shkuru sunukuahana chiniki sunukusunuana chi sokuaha. And we are going to let go of that burden that we identified earlier. We are going to consciously release it into the fire. Sokuruahana chiniki sunuwa. She will receive it, Sokuruahana chiniki, and use it as amazing energy to regenerate and rejuvenate the earth. Sokurushunuahana chi. So surukar, the energy is included back into consciousness. Sokuruahana chiniki sunawas. It's great energy, Sokuruahana chiniki, for the earth. Sunua shinakurua, when we release. Sokurushunuahana chini siniki sunakuaha. This is the energy that rejuvenates and recreates. So there's no guilt. There's no feeling bad about it or anything. We just let it go. It's neutral. It is neutral energy for the earth. And the most beneficial energy that the earth experiences, that Gaia experiences from us, is when we love ourselves. That is what we have to do, is love ourselves. Because the more we love ourselves, the less we need to take from others, the less we need to be better than others. The more that we are whole in ourselves and accepting in ourselves, the more that we can allow others to be who they are. So that is the most beneficial work that we can offer to contribute to the global paradigm shift, is to love ourselves, forgive ourselves completely. And feel the heart, connect to the heart. We've given our offering to the fire of Pele, Sonowana, Shiniki, Sonoko, Shinoana, Chi. And it turns out that it's a gift that we are giving to her, a blessing. So Kushinoana, Chiniki, Sonoa, so Shkuruana, Chi, so Kusunoana, Chi, so Kusuruan. She's thanking us, Sonoana, Shinisi, Misiniki, Shinokuaha. So shkuro sunohanai sunakanichiniki sunokua. Sokurua, she's in our hearts. Sorokua, she's always there. We can always offer our burdens to her. Sokurua, she will take them. Sokuahana chiniki, and use them as rocket fuel in the creative process. So noahana shiniki, it's rocket fuel. So kuro shinokoahana chiniki sinokoahana I sinokoaha. Soskuro shinokoahana I. Soskuro anai china koro anai chiniki sinokoahana I. Sonokoro ahana I sonokoro ahana I. Sonoko sunoahana. There's a celebration, and there are some Lemurian beings coming forth, and the Venus beings of light. Sonokoro ana chisiki sonokoro hono ai haini siniki sonoroa sonoko soroa hanai sonokoro ai sonokoro hanai kuro troa ha chikiki kichikoa troa ha ha de chikini troa ha ha troko. The dolphin beings of light are coming forth to celebrate, and this is a vibration. This is an activation that's occurring at this now moment of joy, activating joy. So the dolphins are infused with joy. That's their vibration. We can create with joy. We have learned everything that we need to know about creating out of pain, destroying out of our own self-created pain. We know about that. We've done that. And so we're letting that go, creating our own pain. And we are learning to create with joy and lightness, coming from wholeness, coming from expansion. So kushro hana shniki snukura haini chiki ki kurako turako no nai turako no nai ni chiki chiki chroa turako no chiki sukura hana ai chiki snukura no turano na mai ni chiki snukura hana chika turo kurako no wana ni sunu no wana ni kisunu kurano Horaku, Turamini, Sokoshuna Koraha, Chikisnakasuna Koraha, Chiki. So Kurua, and receiving the rainbow ray at the summit, the forgiveness ray, Sunawahana, Chini forgiveness, Sokoshua, forgiveness, Sokoshua, Sokoshua, Sokoshua. So you can receive it. You can receive it. You can. We just open our hearts and receive. We just have a few moments of silence here to receive. Self-love, unconditional self-love. Sonoshno hana shiniki sonosono ainai. Sorokono anai, sorokono ainai, siniki soroa. Shonoko hana ia, horokonoa. Shonoko suno chichi chichi koro ha ana chiki sinika sonoko waha. Kurukunoana chiniki sonoko wahana chikasuku. Kurukuno hanai chikasonoko hanai. Haraku sonoa. Kuroa hana siniki hi chiki sakura. And take a deep breath. Unconditional self-love. We experience this through alignment. It is a grace. It is a gift that comes through alignment. It's nothing that we can figure out. It is grace. Unconditional self-love. Unconditional trust. These divine qualities are coming forth and being absorbed by our system. Some number codes are coming forth, 342, 333, 77, delight, Hokuro Hanai Shineke Sunoko Sonoa, 1212 Sunoko Shineke Sunoko, the golden light, Syrian goddess Stargate, Sono Shunoko Sonoa Shineke Sunoko Waha, the Venus beings of light, Sanaki Shineki. So these star beings are coming forth to assist us in activating these divine qualities. And they're saying they've been through it all. They know they're here to assist us. And that you can, they are really very strongly communicating that all of us, any of us at any moment, we can communicate with them. Very simply, we ask for help. We ask for help. And they will assist us in any moment to come back into alignment. To come back into that inner peace, to come back into unconditional trust and unconditional self-love. And in that way, we emanate that vibration of sovereignty out into the world, and it's a ripple effect. It affects the collective. It supports the transformation. It supports the divine presence in the transformation. This is our work. Delight, sonoaha nai chiniki sonokoaha. Sonoshinakoho sonohaha nai. Shunakosana siniki, siniki shinakosnahani. Activating the joy ray. And if you choose these activations, you say yes inside of yourself. Yes, I accept. If you choose. Sort of, it's a free will choice. So kushnoahana chiniki sanoaha. Suru kushnoahana chiniki sanokoaha. Joy. Creating with joy. We're receiving knowledge on how to create with joy. Divine codes. And the goddess Pele is showering us with these beautiful gardenias, this beautiful flowers, orchids. So you can receive those orchids through the crown of the head as a blessing. The highest creative essence that we are able to receive at this now moment. As this transmission comes to completion, we're going to offer our gratitude to the goddess, to the beings of light that have been here with us. And we can feel our beautiful wings expanding. And we offer our gratitude and our blessings. And we just receive the fire into our hearts. And we say farewell to the Kilauea as we take flight. Take flight back to our homes, back to our inner fields. Become very aware of the body. As we enter into the body, be aware of the connection with Gaia, that beautiful connection, that nurturing emerald ray, grounding ray. Take deep breaths into the body. And we can now receive the beautiful Lemurian music, Loren.
that purification and actually the light amplification, so exquisite. If you'd like to share your message, what message did you get from Goddess Pele? I'll share mine. What was it? It was, I should have written it down, but I was almost asleep. It was so very relaxing, really receiving that transmission. I got shine your, no, radiate your love through all fear.
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh, because the love is so much more powerful than fear. And that's a beautiful message. I was really touched by this offer to take our burdens. It was really a command. Give me your burdens. And I was really
Yes.
by that and that perception that we're actually contributing as we let go of these burdens, that we're actually releasing creative energy to the earth to use to regenerate and purify. So that really is a beautiful perception on the process of purification, that we are releasing life force energy when we let go of these obstructions. So
That felt really good too, the burdens. That part was very interesting to see what came up, and it was like, wow, what a relief. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Janet says, amazing, I left my body. I felt I was the dolphin.
Mm.
Oh, and Anna, when you were, all right, I just want to say your voice with the light language was truly divine. And the dolphin voice was really quite interesting. Felt like we were swimming right there with the dolphins.
Yes, they are amazing beings because it's that joy, they bring forth that joy and also the lightness of the body. Sometimes we can feel so dense and heavy, and then there's this lightness that comes forth when, after this purification process. And so they were dancing. I mean, it was just delight. I just kept saying delight because that's what they were just emanating this beautiful joy and for us to receive and to carry with us, because that's activated inside of us now. And this process, we'll remember it. We'll remember after going through this experience, we can call forth this process again. It's inside of us, activated inside of us. And these qualities of the unconditional self-love, again, another quality that serves the earth, and the unconditional trust in this process of transformation. Trust was a very important activation for us.
Yes, yes. And the whole message of sovereignty. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Anna. Beautiful. It was beautiful seeing the image of Goddess Pele. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. I hope everyone felt that. And we have Michelle sharing her message from Pele. Stand straight, stand tall, stand strong, walk your path.
Mm. Sovereignty. That is sovereignty. Knowing who you are. Be strong, be fierce, be you. Align with the divinity that is you.
Yes. All right. So if you'd like to raise your hand, you are welcome to. You can also unmute yourself if you'd like to share a comment. This is a beautiful, beautiful moment to share. Anyone? it was beautiful as well, bringing in the earth energy and mixing it with the cosmic energy and really feeling that. Christian says the quality of self-love and the joy in creative expression, it went into everything. Love making, dancing, creating, connecting, living, loving, everything. And the love and light flowed into my past self in love.
Mm, that's powerful. Yes. Because again, there's no time or space in the quantum field. So the work that we do now, there's a ripple effect into the past, into our past expressions of self. So that's how we reclaim those parts of ourselves. So that is powerful.
Thank you, Anna and Lauren. It's Michelle. It felt so powerful, and I cannot believe we've been on this call 2.5 hours. It just felt so fast. It just went so deep with everything. It was absolutely wonderful, and I look forward to working with both of you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. You are beautiful and always part of our community. Okay. Anyone else, you can unmute yourself. I know I went really deep there, Anna. When you said to play the music, I was like, whoa. And I did prepare a little bit, and it still caught me off guard. So beautiful. Again, when we can be in this relaxed state like that, the light language actually took us deeper. It felt like it was really even relaxing us even more through all of it. It was just so exquisite. And that's where the higher self connection is made. So we encourage everyone to listen again to the activation.
Yeah.
Anna, I may extract it into its own. I may extract it into just the activation with the music.
Okay, yes, that would be great. And it's the light language, it 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 it's like it moves the energy. That's what happens. It's just moving the energy into the different layers that we're exploring. And so that's the thing. That's why it's like a certain pace. And that is very much like swimming with the dolphins. And that was one of the things. Have you ever swam with dolphins, Lauren, in Hawaii?
I've cried in my snorkel because I've remembered being there with them. I love it. And it does clear a lot of density. Very, very interesting. Nothing can be in your field when you're in there with the dolphins. They do take it and clear it.
They do, and they do. They are using sound. You're hearing the sounds that they're making, and you do enter into another dimension. Because when I was so blessed to experience swim with wild dolphins in Hawaii, it was like you have to wear a snorkel, and you have, I don't know, the way that we did it, we had a little kickboard and we're swimming with our little flippers and we're swimming, and it felt a little bit tedious, trying to find the dolphins. But then something shifts when they enter into your field, where you enter into another dimension and you swim so effortlessly and very fast. And I remember they would take us in these figure eights, and they even would come up, it was a group of about 3 people, and they took us each on an individual little journey of where we were swimming in different shapes. And it was all very fast, like being really, that was an amazing experience of just entering into another dimension on the physical plane with them. So they are very, very powerful beings, and support us so much in just letting go of density.
They
Beautiful.
supported us today. Absolutely. Yes. I love that image behind you too.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyone else would you like to share? You can unmute yourself and share your voice. Okay. So beautiful, so lovely. Thank you so much, Anna. And thank you, everyone, for being here. I know everyone is so deeply connected to Lemuria. That's why you're here. That's why this resonated, so strongly with our heart. I remember in the beginning when I heard the word Lemuria, oh my God, I heard it 25 years ago for the first time. And then 10 years went by until I heard it again. And that was a wake-up call for me, the word Lemuria. And it actually connected me with soul family. And Anna, when you and I were chatting one time, it was revealed this pain that I had, this trigger. One of my triggers is the environment and how it's disrespected on a grand scale in certain things. And I saw something on Google Earth that was very disturbing, and you had asked me about it. And that is precisely when it was this memory, this guilt that Robert was talking about, this shame of being responsible for the fall of Lemuria and our role in that. And so now I'm saying that, and it has no more trigger. It truly is, it was cleared. And the work that we did today took that even to a deeper level in that clearing. And it feels really good. So we hope that everyone enjoys this integration of
Yeah.
today, which will continue to reveal itself probably for another week or so, maybe 2 more weeks.
Yeah. So we can be aware and remember also what the, because the Lemurians are still, are still, they're in another dimension. They're in the etheric realm. So, so they're very much with us, and they were telling us to really reach out and ask them for support when we feel that we've come out of alignment, and if we need more, if we want to understand more, if we want to feel more in this alignment with Gaia, that we can ask for support. When those challenging feelings come up, we can call forth the violet flame, the violet fire, and ask for support from the star beings. And they were saying, we've been through it. We know what this is. We know how to help you. So that's a beautiful thing to know, that we have this support that we need to get through this. And we will. It's evolution, and we will come out the other side.
Yes, no matter what
Yeah.
happens. I mean, I just wonder. I mean, no matter what happens, I'm even looking for like November 4th to
Yeah,
just
no,
be like really centered through all of it. And can you imagine a world where there are no politics? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
well, and then we can also take it all, because in that regard, it is going to get more intense. We are going to have more intensity. But again, we can choose where we put our attention. Most of what we're hearing is the whole purpose of creating an emotional roller coaster, so that we're hooked in, so that really the purpose is to think that if a certain thing doesn't happen, we're done for. And so we can believe that, or we can either whatever happens is fine. We're going to survive. We're going to continue having the challenges that we always have. So when it becomes very urgent, is what I'm saying. When the energy becomes very urgent, we can know that we're being manipulated. And then we call forth our alignment. That means we're coming out of alignment, because nothing's urgent. Everything's fine. Everything's going to work out. What we need to do is hold space.
Yes, and when we did the unconditional trust and this connection within ourself, we know what we know within. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
We just know the more intensity occurs in the outer world, we know inside ourselves it's because we're receiving more light. And we can have compassion for the shadow that is transforming. The shadow works with the light. And so we know that. We know that's what's happening. And we know that what we need to do is ground and connect to Gaia and connect inside. And we will be fine.
We will be fine. Stay grounded, connect to Gaia, and trust the evolution of the universe, right? That was reminded to me earlier, and it was like, that makes a feel-good sense, doesn't it? Yes. All right.
We are sovereign. We are
We're
sovereign.
sovereign.
We can choose. We're free.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for this journey with us today, this journey to the inner quantum realm where your unconditional love and trust flow freely. Hi, Rita, we just saw you pop up your video. Does anyone want to share before we say goodbye? We just share again that we thank you so much for this work, this radiant light that you are, sharing it with our world. It is important. Your love matters. Thank you. Thank you, Anna.
So much, everyone, for being here. It was a beautiful, beautiful time to share with all of you. Thank you.